What's up, DMC? Today I was going over my engine build parts with Joe Knows Volkswagens. He has a channel on here. Excellent mechanic, extremely knowledgeable. So I was kind of getting his feel for what I've picked for the 2276. And apparently I got Volkswagen journals, and he said it'd be better to have Chevy. I'm going to have some clearance issues with the Volkswagen journals, so I'm going to look into swapping out some of these parts to remedy that. But here's a lot of the engine parts. I'm not building the engine yet. I hope to be building it this winter. We got straight cut cam gears, Lighten forged 8-dowel flywheel, counterweight, I think forged crank, but I'm gonna have to swap this out. We got solid state ratio rockers, lash caps, chromoly push rods, some good lifters, a FK8 cam, intercooler, deep sump, you gotta what type of Volkswagen do I have? I have a 67 Volkswagen Beetle, or what's left of one anyway. Full custom, Lambo door, air ride. Not a dragster, but like pro street. Hopefully Joe will jump on here in a minute, and we can talk about the engine some more. See what kind of horsepower he thinks it's going to make. On paper, with the information that I got, it should be around 200. But Joe Knows Volkswagens will know way more than me. This is my first Volkswagen build, so. Handmade these louvers. To hide the Lambo hinge. And then I just made this screen yesterday. So it can pop out. All it's going to do, this will be sprayed purple. The car will be sprayed black truck bed liner. it'll just stop you from being able to see directly into the front trunk through here. So that'll lock in there, and with this piece on, this ain't going anywhere. But when I need to get to these adjustment screws on the Lambo hinge, I'll be able to pop that out. So So that'll be on there. And then if I need to adjust the hinge, I can pull this out and get the wrench in there. This will all be sheeted, so it'll be one piece. You can see how it's all framed in. So everything clears. I just posted the videos on making that screen. The body will be sprayed in satin black truck bed liner. Emperor's Champion. What kind of motor you running? No, I won't be running a 1600. I'm building the 2276. Stroker. Bubble top. Reinforced. Fresh cast. All aluminum. Bored out for 94 pistons. 82 crank. Well, it's clearance for an 84 crank, but I'm putting an 82 in it. Dual spring, big valve heads. They're I think 3540. Counterweight crank, chromoly, everything. Big cam, FK8 cam. Which is 534 lift, 298 duration. It's going to be a big motor. Not the biggest that you can make, but thanks, Andrew. Emperor's Champion, what's up? Honda swap it? No, I'm building a Volkswagen engine. What kind of engine do you need for a rally car? I don't really know. Are the doors done? Almost. It's a process. Plus I'm hand fabricating every piece. I mean, there's no instruction guide, you know, no shortcuts. Every piece is hand bent, formed, cut. What's up, Nick Metcalf? Dat guy, 5,000 likes, get it. Again, I'll be building the 2276 stroker. Tons of upgrades, intercooler, deep sump, light and fly, forged, counterweight crank, chromoly everything, straight cut cam gears, solid shaft ratio rockers, lash cabs, lifters, pistons, big valve, dual spring heads, ported already, fly cut. '94 pistons, 82 crank, electric fuel pump, dual 40 carbs, ported intakes. What's up, Jason? Yeah, you got family out here in Caldwell? Thanks, Marlon. Yeah, for now it'll be NA. Eventually I'll turbo it. There is no ECU, it's all mechanical, not digital. The only thing electrics, I am gonna swap out the ignition from points to a digital ignition, and then the fuel pump will be electric instead of mechanical. But other than that, the rest of the engine will be NA, purely mechanical. I've been building this car for, I think I first posted, it was like 520 something days ago. I just got a notice a couple days ago about it. Thanks, Nick. I'll be building the 2276. Jason Hainsworth, you out here in Idaho? It's about a year and a half of work. Marlon Sparks, thanks. I'm not working on anything today. When I do my lives, I don't typically work. It's too hard to read questions, answer, stare at my phone while I'm staring at what I'm working on. This is a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. Full air ride, disc brakes, Lambo doors, reverse hinge hood, visor, stretched front beam, widened wheelbase. Pretty much everything's modified. Marlon, how much would the value be? How much will it cost me to build it? If I had to guess, probably around 30,000 just in material. That's not counting time or consumables or, you know, the shit it takes to actually build it. That's just for parts. Thanks, Gorilla. I'll be building a 2276. Fresh cast, bubble top, reinforced. What's a 2276? It's a 2,276 cc engine, 4-cylinder, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. That's what it is. It's the size of the engine. A stock engine is a 1600 dual port with about, I think it's 50 brake horse, I think. This engine, at least on paper, will be around 200 horsepower. Yeah, Chevy, man. The cost does get out of control, but considering it's a classic car and you're making it a hot rod, it's way cheaper than building, you know, like a Chevelle or, you know, anything like that. A classic American muscle car will cost you 3 to 4 times the amount as it costs to build this. Yeah, VW Fanatic. So I was talking with Joe Knows Volkswagens. He's got a channel on here. You guys go check him out. Super knowledgeable mechanic. We were going over some of the engine parts. That's why they're all laid out on his channel. I sent him an invite. He's trying to wrap up his live, and then I think he's going to jump in here, and we can talk more about the engine parts, and I can maybe get some more specifics of exact horsepower, and because everything's for me is on paper, you know, I don't know what it's actually going to do. Joey Dalton, what transmission? IRS or 68 swing? It's a swing. See the camber? So it's a built tranny, Pro Street built, welded throwout, welded gears, chromoly axles. It's an IRS case converted to swing, one piece boot. It's built to handle the engine that I'm building. Yeah, I can't wait till it's done either. Let me do a walk around real quick. Name a car for an edit. My car. So the front beams can stretch 10.5 inches and drop 4. Volkswagen Beetle. Then reverse hinge the front hood. So I fabricated my own hinge from scratch, subframe to hold the hood. Had to extend the steering, modify the steering shaft, double U joint to rag joint. You can see where the front beam is now, and it used to bolt back here. That's all extended. Lambo door hinges. Big 325 50 15 tires in the back. Still working on, there's going to be tons more body fab back here to widen the car. I want to widen it and make it taller. I'm going to put a snorkel up there. This framework will all be finalized, mounted to the hinge, and then sheeted. So you won't see any of that hinge work. It'll be all body. Airbags, disc brakes. Yeah, the rear tires are 325 50 15s. They're big. I think they're 16-inch sidewall to sidewall. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll pop wheelies. What's up, Scott Strange? How you doing? He's guessing 194 to 213 horsepower. Yeah. Like I was saying, on paper, it should be around 200. I'm not going to be running dual 48 mil cards. I'll be running 40s to get a little more torque to turn those big tires. But so I'm going to lose a little bit of horsepower, but I'll gain some torque. Bernard K. Yeah, the mesh inserts, I made them removable because the adjustment screws for the door stops on the Lambo hinge itself, I need access to them. And they're back here. I can get a Allen wrench in through here, through this louver, which is why I put louvers. But with the louvers, you could see straight into the front trunk. I mean, these are 3/4 inch gap louvers, so they're pretty big. But I was trying to match the body gap here for the swing out on the hinge. So the screen will be painted purple, and this will be black truck bed liner. But yeah, if I need to adjust the hinge, I should just be able to pull the screen out, and then I can get the wrench in there and adjust. These, I just posted the video of me making these today. This is all hand fabricated, hammer formed edging. It took a while, but to get it perfect, but now I just have to match it for the other side, you know. VW fanatic. Yeah, I've been trying to figure this out for about a week of exactly how to make this and the framework and make it removable and not rattle or shake or fall out when you drive, you know. So it was a lot of fabrication yesterday, or Friday, actually. But I got it. Weight with the motor in. So the stock weight of a Volkswagen Beetle is, I think, 1,750 pounds. And I've been really conscious about what I've cut off and what I'm putting back. It's obviously going to be a little bit heavier than stock, but it should be really close. I'm hoping for around, you know, under 1,900 pounds for sure. Yeah, Bernard, I did. I just put the videos out last night and this morning, depending on if you're on YouTube or TikTok. £1,808 for a 68 is what Scott Strange is saying. Yeah, I knew it was around there. When are you going to be all done? I'm hoping 12 more months. Chevy man, you got it posted on your channel, your VW build? Send me a message and I'll check it out after the live. I'll be building the 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. Yeah, Joe knows Volkswagens. Scott, I was just on his live and we went over some of the engine parts and stuff. He's supposed to be coming on here. He's trying to finish up his live and get to 10,000 likes or something like that. So he said he might jump on in a little bit. The plan was for him to jump on my live at 10. And then I ended up seeing him on live when I was setting up and laying out the motor parts, and he just added me to his live. So I hope he'll jump on here in a minute. Go hit his live, get his likes to 10,000 and tell him to come on here. Scott. Yeah, it should sound real good. I don't know what kind of exhaust I'll be doing yet. Probably just J tubes for now. Thanks, Scott. I'm pretty sure I sent him a request. I'll double check. Where'd his name go? Skull. Yeah, I sent him a request earlier. What's up, Uncle Brad? What's up, Rome? The air venting at the fender is finished. I mean, as far as everything still needs fully welded, but it's designed. You just got home from getting fish. Did you go fishing or you just went to the store? Yeah, we just made halibut tacos yesterday from the halibut I brought back from Alaska. I'll be right back. What's the difference between a Beetle engine and a Corvair engine? Everything. Corvair engine stock versus a Volkswagen stock engine, they make more power. I think they're 100 horsepower, and a stock Volkswagen was 50. So, but they're both air cooled. The Corvair, I think, is more like I think it's a Type 3, the pancake motor. This will have a Type 1. So the fan stands up. Uncle Brad. You know I can't work and do a live at the same time. How am I supposed to answer your dumb questions? What's up, Angel? You can fit a Corvair into a Volkswagen, but I mean, for that matter, you could fit a Harley engine in a Volkswagen. What's up, Big Daddy? But if you put a Corvair in, you're gonna have to get your transmission built. Yeah, and Subaru motors. Ken Kniff from Connecticut. I'll be building a 2276 stroker. What's up, Indonesia? I was just going through some of the engine parts this morning. Fresh cast case. Bored out for 94 pistons, 84 stroke. I'll only be running an 82 stroke for a 2276, but should be around 200 horsepower. Yeah, Mendola transmission, those are expensive. So I just built this screen. Yeah, Chris, 10 grand. It's a good transmission. Really good. VW Beetle for their first demolition derby car. Hopefully reinforced. They adding some kind of subframe to it. I mean, I wouldn't want to crash these or a tin can. I hope the engine sounds like a billion Angry Murder Hornets. I mean, we'll see. But I hand fabricated these louvers. And then I made a screen yesterday that's removable, so I can access the adjustment screws on the Lambo hinge. What's up, Chris Dunn? So this will be painted purple. The body will be painted satin black truck bed liner. And then when I need to, or if I ever need to service or adjust the door stops on the hinge, I can get to them through here, which is why I put louvers on, because this will be welded into the car one piece, but I still need access inside here, so I can get in through the louvers. But the screen will stop you from being able to see, because these are 3/4 inch gap, so they're pretty wide, and you can just see right into the front trunk. But I'll spray this purple, and it locks in behind it so that it's not just a direct line of sight inside. And then it just snaps in. And it don't go nowhere. I mean, once it's snapped in, it shouldn't even rattle. How bad was the Beetle when I first got it? Honestly, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. There was very minimal rust and everything else. Originally, that's why I stripped the body down to bare metal, was because the door, the passenger door, it'd been in an accident. It got caved in. Whoever repaired it did a horrible job. They basically drilled holes in it and then filled the divot with Bondo. So when I saw the Bondo cracking on the door, I could see how thick, and it was up to a 1/2 inch on some spots of this car. So I thought for sure that there was going to be tons of damage and rot, and I stripped it all down, and it was literally minor. I had to replace the floor pan where the battery goes, which is typical. The rear quarters, because this is a factory sunroof, hand crank sunroof, so the drain tubes go down into the quarter panels and then drain outside if water gets into the sunroof seals. And the front and rear quarters had little spots of rot. There was one spot in the heater channel on the driver's side that had some rot, but for the most part, it was none of the window seals are rotted out, none of the typical, the death foam in the back C-pillar. They usually rot out right there. And this one's fine. I mean, I have a couple pinholes and it's kind of thin, but no major cancer. It's all been very minor. But that's why I stripped the entire car down, so I could just repair all the metal at once, instead of repairing it as I found it. And it ended up being, I mean, almost none, really. Yeah, Alex, keep practicing. There's lots of ways to get dents out or get rid of oil canning, or you can heat it and pound a dimple into it, and that'll usually snap back any of the oil canning, and then pull the dent out and use your body filler. Yeah, Monte Carlos are nice. Be an expensive rebuild, but 6'8". Alex, that's really tall. Thanks, R1. Yeah, be building a 2276 stroker. What's up, Fabio? What's up, Spain? Alex wants to know, out of curiosity, what made me get into cars back in the day. Um, I don't really know. Originally, I just liked cars, motorcycles, mostly probably, my dad's influence. But when it comes to building them, really, I was just looking for something to do. I haven't always made good choices in life. So when I got to the point in my life where I wanted to make better choices, I needed something to fill in the time, because you don't have time to destroy anything if you're always busy creating things. That's, as real as it gets. So I just try to spend all of my time creating things. I've only been building cars and motorcycles, fully, not just repairs, but actual design and build, for like 6 years, 7 years. And I still learn new stuff every day. As far as the whole scope of custom fabrication, I'm just barely scratching the surface. and I love it. I love building things. I mean, I spent all day making that screen, and I don't regret a minute of it. You know, I could have bought something and bolted it on and all of that, but for me, that's not the part I enjoy. The end result is great, you know, when the car is done, but if you really get down to it, the process of learning how to make things and using new tools and then actually making it with your own hands, that's the part I enjoy the most. I don't care how long it takes, or I'm not in any hurry, you know. There are some things that it would be easier and more cost effective to buy already pre-made, you know, and occasionally on some things I'll do that, but for the most part it's actually making the part that I enjoy. What's up, Steven? Pro Street Lambo flavor, love the stretch on the bill. Show and go or keep interior race raw workmanship. This will be fully painted, fully upholstered. Oh, that's the thing. I finally found what I'm going to be doing the seats and the door cards out of. So the main body will be sprayed satin black truck bed liner with purple accents. You can see some of the purple accents already. The brass knuckles, the steering box, the skid plate underneath, the rear towers, strut towers are also sprayed purple. The interior where you see the blue, all that will be sprayed purple. And then the seats, I just found this Cayman Gator vinyl. So it's textured metallic purple and black. So I'll be covering the seats, the door cards, maybe even the dashboard. I haven't decided yet, but the seats for sure. What do you guys think about that? I don't know why my stand wants to be all floppy now. Thanks, Steven. What's up, Colin? What's up, Brazil? Do a walk around real quick. Yeah, how was the races? I'll be spraying the body in satin black truck bed liner, and then it'll have the purple accents with the gator seats inside. But I've got tons of fabrication to do before paint, for sure. Fully airbagged. I designed my own airbag system for it. Disc brake conversion, Pro Street built training. Chromoly axles, one-piece boots. Yeah, the back fenders came out real good. I'm still gonna put an 1.5 inch vertical lip on the front just to finish off that edge. But I also need to somehow widen the whole rear, make it taller and wider, just to fit these big Dumbo ears. I mean, the rear tires are, I think, 16-inch. Let's measure it. Sidewall to sidewall. So the treads, 13.5, roughly. I mean, these things are deep. Just going over some of the engine parts today. Thanks, Rambler. What's the biggest challenge on this project? Carlos? Everything, really. It's, this is the first car I've built. I'm not a fabricator by trade. I learn all this in my free time, self-taught. So all of it's kind of a learning curve. Thanks, Rambler. But these Lambo hinges are definitely a feat for sure. Not so much building a subframe and installing them, but the hiding them afterwards has been a pretty big challenge. The air ride supports and drop swing linkage and all that for the rear end, because it's a swing axle, What's up, Juan? But because it's a swing axle, the geometry and the way everything has to swing with the airbag and finding hard points to mount and make them structurally sound was a challenge. I think I designed it 3 or 4 times and cut it out each time to adjust. But lesson learned. Since then, I don't fully weld anything in until I know for sure that it's all gonna work. Thanks, Dan Dan. But I've made that mistake more than once, fully welding things in and then having to cut them out. Like these front quarter flares that I put on, I fully welded those in because I was like, yeah, that's done. That's where those are going. And I ended up having to cut some of it out to clear the Lambo hinge. And it would have just been way easier if it was tacked, and I could have, ground a couple tacks and popped it off. But thanks, Rob. Yeah, I mean, they're not coming out bad for having no idea what I'm doing, Just made this screen yesterday. Thanks, Rob. So that'll be removable. Man, I'm having issues with this stand today. Yeah, it's gonna be real neat. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, Steven. It's a lot of practice. Yeah, Lambo doors, reverse hinge hood. I had to make the hood flip forward to make room for the subframe and the Lambo door hinges. mock-up. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing it with everybody at work. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Chile? Yeah, KG, I do all this in my garage. It's a small space, but I make it work. Most of my fabrication's done right here on the floor. I got about 6 feet by 6 feet. What's up, Brian Reed? Do you see the finally found what I'm going to cover the seats, door cards? Cayman alligator. Textured vinyl. The purple matches the accent colors I'll be doing on the outside. It's a little bit pinker when it shines, but it's close enough. Yeah, what kind of trucks your son got? What's up, Moneybags? Thanks, Brian. Yeah, Kevin, I'm streaming YouTube and TikTok right now at the same time. '92 S10. Definitely my favorite truck. It's a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. Highly modified. Everything is modified. Brian Jack. He says the door is crooked. If it got your attention, then I did my job. Yeah, you hear a lawnmower? It's because the lawn's getting mowed. My son's out there mowing the lawn right now. What's up, Romania? Yeah, I can't wait to see it done either. Thanks, Moneybags. It's getting there. It's a lot of work, you know. Hand fabricating every piece. It just takes a lot of time. Yeah, Brian, you want to see the brass knuckle handle? Thanks, Ken. There you go, Brian. You want to walk around for your boy? We can do that. Had to notch the hood to clear the steering box because I stretched the front beam 10.5 inches and then dropped it 4 inches. When I got the car, it was pig nose with a Baja front end on it, and I hand fabricated all the steel. Factory hand crank sunroof, vented visor. I'll be putting a snorkel on top and reshaping this whole rear end to tie it in with light fenders. Yeah, the Shine Chef, it's tons of work. I mean, just hand fabricating this screen. I mean, I made this from scrap sheet metal, and I think this screen's actually for a screen door. I just cut two, offset it, and then welded them together to fill in these holes a little bit because they're pretty big. They're like a 1/2 inch, I think. But just to make this one screen took me all day. And to get it to fit right, trim it, retrim it, shape it, take it apart, do it again. But now it snaps in there perfect. And it ain't going anywhere. You know, you really gotta yank on it to get it out. But now I can get to the adjustment screws that are back here to adjust the door stops. Yeah, people don't realize, I mean, it's not, what's up, Kevin T? Yeah, spring clip. You talking about for the screen? Bernard? What's up, Chili? Brian? Yeah, I mean, right now, the way that I made it, because I didn't have any spring clips, it locks in there real good. What's up, life is good? Yeah, it shouldn't rattle. It's locked in, so I pressure fit it. Here, let's take these, let's take this louver off, and then you can see. So the louver will hold the front, so the screen can't come this way. But you can see it's pressure fit, so I put a little foot here to hold this corner, and then it has this back rail, so it's actually wedged between the louver and this rail. And then I put a little rail in the front, a little lip, that this actually locks down into. And then it snaps onto this side of this piece, which actually puts pressure, and it like pressure locks it in there. It's wedged in there. So when it goes in, this part sits on this little foot right there. This part snaps, and that goes in there. So, I mean, it doesn't rattle at all. It's in there, and then the louver will stop it from popping out this way when the louver goes on. But it's wedged. It ain't. I mean, that's the door rattling. When I tacked on the backing plate, the mounting plate to the subframe, I only tacked it on top, and it shrunk, and it caused the door to bow out a little bit. I got to cut that and reposition this down just a little bit, because you can see the door's, cocked out just a little bit. It's like a quarter half inch, but that's why you only tack things in. I should have put a clamp on it when I tacked it, but at the time I was just trying to proof everything out, so it'll be adjusted before I build this panel. Then the louver will get welded on. So I'll be able to reach in here anytime and pull this screen out to get to the adjustment bolts for the door stops. Yeah, but no, hindsight's 2020. Yeah, little piece of rod. I was just using this, I think it's for chain link fence. What's up, Jim Craig? And obviously all that still needs fully welded. I put this, I think it's 3/16 round rod in the front to finish off this edge. I think I'm going to add another one on top, but I like the way the bottom looks without it, so I think I'll just frame in the top with another piece of round rod and leave the bottom the way that it is. Still have to shape this corner. Originally I was just going to come flat down, but I'm going to have to make it round to clear the screen when I pop it out, because it has to come up to there before I can pull it out. Which is fine, no big deal. Just minor adjustments. Yeah, fencing wire is your best friend in custom fabrication. It is. I mean, it's galvanized, so you got to burn through it, but it's really pliable. You can get it in different thicknesses. This is the thicker stuff. I have another roll over here of the thinner shit, but It's useful, cheap. You just got to burn through all that galvy to get it to stick, which is also not a big deal. Am I keeping the wheels? The front, I don't know yet. The back, yeah. Or I guess tires. Yeah, the wheels are staying. But the front tires, I might go with a wider tread. A wider, flat, more square tire up front. Yeah, chemical burns, puts hair on your chest. Yeah, we just turned the fan on. We'll be alright. What's up, Israel? Thanks, Ace. What's up, Malaysia? Bernard. You can just call me Berzerker. Make it easy. Jim's wishing there was a fast forward button on this build. Me too. I can't wait to drive this thing. Marlon, this will be street legal. 100% pro street build. Yeah, Roger, the vision keeps evolving, you know, which infinitely makes more work and more complicated work, but it'll be worth it when it's done. Yeah, here in Idaho, we don't have a lot of restrictions on custom cars. They pretty much let you run almost anything out here. There's not a lot of regulations. We're pretty free. Yeah, the abilities, I learn more every day. Yeah, I make all this. All of it's hand fabricated. Go check out the videos. Yeah, Marlo, the interior. So it'll be sprayed purple. That purple right there. And then I'm putting Cayman alligator vinyl on all the seats and the door cards. The dashboard, I'll be getting all black gauges and they're purple backlit. And then I'll have all black flush mount buttons for everything. that have purple halos on them. So on the dash, I'll have all my buttons for the air ride, um, ignition, turn signals. Everything's going to be buttons on the dashboard. Yeah, Marlo, it's gonna be cool when it's done for sure. One of a kind. I'm building this. It's my personal car, but it's to get my name out there. It's only forever rear wheel drive. Yeah, a Volkswagen has a transaxle. So the I guess the rear diff is in the transmission would be the best way to describe it, and the engine gets mounted in the back to the transmission. So yes, it's rear wheel drive. Case just turned the light off on me. Yeah, Marlo, go check out the merch store. The link's under my bio. We got shirts, I mean, everything. There's like 50 items on there. And I kept everything, the price on everything as low as possible. I'm not selling merch to make money. I'm trying to get my name out there. It's cool stuff. I enjoy it. Go get it. Spread the word. Let everybody know. The only thing I don't have yet is hats. I've had a lot of requests for hats, but the hats through the vendors that I'm using are garbage, and I refuse to put them in my store. So until I find a good made-to-order hat distributor and manufacturer, there won't be any hats, but I am working on it. I'm still searching every weekend, trying to find a hat place. If anybody knows of a hat place that's made to order to where I don't have to hold stock, send me a message. I'd appreciate it. You're a big cat guy? Big hat guy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on it. I am. It takes a lot. You know, do these lives, design, fabricate, record, edit, post, the store. I mean, it's tons of work. I'm a one-man show. I work full-time, not doing this. You know, kids, wife, house. It's, I'm trying to squeeze it all in. I appreciate that, Marlo. Yeah, every good hat that people make, they want it all bought up front, and I don't have the cash flow nor the room or ability to store stock, ship stock. I don't have time. for it. So made to order is the best way to go for me. Ken Schwartz, where you at? Where you located? I'm imagining with the amount of labor that you have put into this, plus price of parts and material, Volkswagen's probably going to be close to 100K. If you're talking about resale value, you know what I would sell it for, it'd be it'd be anywhere from 60 to 100K. It's just cost for me in material and parts is going to be like 30 grand. This is a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, highly modified, every piece of it. What's up, schoolboy? You don't have to buy it. I'm not selling it. Total Tech, bolt-on Lambo hinges. Yes and no. Yes, the hinge is a universal kit that you get, but it has taken tons of fabrication to make them actually work. And then not only make them work, but hide them. Thanks, Total Tech. It is very unique. Volkswagen Bug hot rods have been made for, 50 years. So I purposely tried to hand pick and research what's been done, and then either do the exact opposite or modify what's been done before to make it my own. Schoolboy can hate all he wants. It's different strokes for different folks, I enjoy this, doesn't mean everybody else does, and that's alright. I like cool shit. Some people like stock. Everybody's different. I want something when I roll down the street that nobody's ever seen before, and I want them to know it's mine and that I built it. Yeah, it's staying air cooled. I'm building the 2276. It'll be around 200 horsepower. Got all the engine parts. I was just going over them this morning. Fresh cast, bubble top, reinforced, Autolina, aluminum case, bored out for 94 pistons, and clearance for an 84 crank. I'll only be running an 82 crank. Uh, 94 piston with an 84 crank, I think, is a 2332, if I'm not mistaken. This will be a 2276. So light and forged flywheel, straight cut cam gears, chrome ollie everything, big valve, dual spring heads, intercoolers, dual carbs, ported everything, polished everything. It'll be a little race engine for sure. Yeah, the crank's good. I was just talking with Joe Knows Volkswagens this morning on his live, and he said I should swap it out. The crank I got has VW journals, and he says I should swap it out for Chevy because I'm going to run into some clearance issues. So we'll see. I'll dig into that some more and decide on what I'm going to do. I agree, Marlon, but either way, he's watching, so I'm winning. Matt Fry wants to know any info on how to match your metal work from side to side. Like, say you're doing a right rear wheel flare. I know you can't just copy it to the left. Yeah, lots of measuring. So depending on how you build it, you can match it to a point, depending on how it's built. So if you're paneling it like this, or doing rod framework like I did in there in the rear wheel, I matched every piece and then just switched it to the other side, just reversed it. But the way that I sectioned it and made it and cut it was so that every piece that I made was transferable to the other side, just the opposite way. And then all these sheet metal panels on top of that were just hand cut. I just cut templates once the framework was on and then matched it. But it's a lot of measuring. You need hard points to measure from, level, floor, you know. Yeah, you can use the same patterns to a point. It's obviously not going to be perfect because you're hand fabricating it. It's not machine made. So there's small variances, but for the most part, yeah, depending on how you're making it. Now, if you were rolling out on an English wheel panels, you can make a template for that and then reverse it. But even then, that would be pretty hard. It's just a lot of measuring. You just have to find solid points that you can get measurements from and then match that with the templates, so it's kind of double checking itself as you build. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it doesn't. A lot of people get stuck on the fact that it's not perfectly the same. If it looks level and square to your eye, if you have any kind of, I don't even know what you call that, any kind of sense of level and square when you look at things, then it really doesn't even matter what it measures out to, because nobody's gonna pull a tape measure out and notice that one fender is an 1/8 inch wider than the other one, you know, or has a slightly different complex curve to it. Plus, it's all going to be floated out in body filler anyway, so you can shape the body filler and make up some more distance and space. Thanks, Marlon. No problem, Matt Fry. It's really just get out there and do it, you know? If you have any kind of skill at all, it will only get better with practice, you know? If you don't have skill, learn skill. Learn a skill and then make it better. It's really not that hard. I've proven that. This is all self-taught. I have no formal training of any kind. I didn't even know how to use a welder until I did. You know, I got one, figured it out, got some pointers from my brother, who's welded a lot, and just took off from there. Just practice, practice, practice. Yeah, Bernard, I'll check him out. Making bucks. Yeah, I haven't made a buck. I don't have an English wheel, so I haven't had any reason to make a buck. I pretty much just hand form everything with rod, with framework, and then I sheet it. Yeah, burnout. You put your mind to it, you can do anything. It's how bad do you want it? How much work do you want to put into doing it? Marlon wants to know what the next car build is. I have a couple options. So I picked up a 82 Rabbit diesel, Volkswagen Rabbit diesel, 1982. I'd really like to do a full body on that. I want to cut that entire body off, the outer skin, and reshape the entire car. That's a big project. I also have the original engine and transmission out of this car because I've replaced it all with high performance, Pro Street built stuff. But I'd really like to build a big wheel trike. Like, you remember the old kid's big wheel, with the pedals in the front and a big tire and the little ones in the back? I'd like to build one of those out of a Volkswagen drivetrain and make it like a raked out chopper big wheel. So I don't know which one I'm going to start next. I got about another year on this project, but I might do the trike next. I'll probably throw it up on here and see what everybody wants to see next. Get everybody's opinion. The trike will be faster, cheaper, and allow me to save up for the Rabbit, because the Rabbit's going to cost a lot more than this car. Bass Ranger, I appreciate that. A flexible shape pattern. Yeah, I have, let's see. Yeah, you can see them hanging up here. Those are adjustable, just to get general curves to match. You can see those right there. You can put those down, lay them, loosen them up. They'll form the shape on one plane, so you can get a general idea of the main curve. Do the bike. Yeah, I think I'm going to, just financially, it'll be a smarter move to build the trike first. The rear visor. So the rear end, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I have an idea, and this is all just loose mock-up, but I need the roof to be taller. So because the fenders are so wide right here that from the back of the car it looks like Dumbo ears. So I'm trying to fill in that space. So I need this quarter to be wider, and I need the roof to be a little bit taller. So I'm going to put a snorkel up here. I'll run you can kind of see the frame a little bit. And then I'll put a screen in that like I did on the brake vents down here, and the hood scoop and all that. But I don't know. I don't know if the fin's gonna stay, or the wing, the spoiler. I don't know. I just need more. It needs to be bigger. So I'm still trying to figure that out. After the Lambo doors are done, that's next on the list, is refabricating or fabricating, redesigning the entire rear end. Yeah, shoulder intake on the quarter. I've thought about that. And that was honestly my original idea. But now I'm having an issue with, so I have the brake vents right there with the purple screen, the hood with the purple screen, the snorkel on top will have the purple screen, and I'm afraid if I add another one on the quarter, it'll be too much. So instead, I'm just going to try and widen the body somehow. Or maybe instead of a screen, I'll just do like a side fin with a pass-through. But again, I don't know. Could do like a flying buttress. What is that? I'm in Idaho, USA. Yeah, fin with the pass-through. Flying buttress. I didn't know that's what that was called. But I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Because making it solid would be too bulky. Adding another vent, I think, would be too many vents. So I think the pass-through... No, you don't have to be sorry. I enjoy learning new things, Bernard. I just didn't know it was called a flying buttress, you know? I've seen them on cars. They typically put them behind the front wheel and in front of the rear wheel on fenders. But I think if I incorporate that general design and put it on top of the fender, it'll bulk that up a little bit without making it too blobby, if that makes sense. What's up, Hayden? You just getting up? Lazy? No, the roof's not chopped. That's factory roof height. I just made a visor for the front, which makes it seem chopped, but it's not. I didn't want to shorten the car. I need the size to make everything fit. The reason I did butterfly doors and not gull wing doors, gull wing doors, there's a factory sunroof on the roof. So for a gull wing door like a DeLorean, I would have to get rid of the sunroof, and I didn't want to do that. What do you do for a living, Bernard? You seem very knowledgeable. Yeah, the drip rails are coming off. I've already cut them off the front quarter and the back quarter. There's a section of it that's cut off already. Oh, you do car design as a hobby? You do that on your channel? Do you have a channel? Do you draw them, or you do it in CAD? Send me a message, Bernard. It doesn't matter. I mean, who decides your car design is great or not great? You do, not anybody else. But yeah, send me a message. So I can remember to check out your stuff after the live. How many tattoos do I have? I have no idea. A lot. I'm probably over half my body, working on the other half. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll be right back. Hold on. How often do I do lives? I do lives every Sunday morning. Pretty consistently. Man, you just got all kinds of channels, Bernard. What are you, a loan officer? Is that a grinder on the tire? No. What's up, Scott? Wants me to teach him to work on cars. Just get out there and work on them. Oh, this? Dude thought it was a weed grinder. That's funny. Yeah, I'll be building small runner boards. They'll match the width of the brake vent and they'll fade into nothing towards the front. So they'll be tapered, but they'll only be about 2 inches wide. It's just going to be to hide the body bolts that the body bolts to the pan with. It'll just finish that edge off. My badass art, what's up? No, I don't stream on Facebook. I don't even have a Facebook. I stream on TikTok and YouTube. That's all I have time for. I don't have time to load up on 100 different apps, and it's too much. Yeah, I suck at technology too. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you how to send me a message on YouTube. I know how to do it on TikTok, but if you have a TikTok, hit me up on there. It's pretty easy. You just click my name, hit message. Yeah, when I stream lives, I'm streaming on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. Burnout, South Africa, what's up? Oh, that's pretty cool, Hayden. I didn't know they were having a car show at Haunted World. No, I haven't built the engine yet. So hopefully I'll be building the engine this winter. We'll see how far the body fabrication gets. But here's the complete engine. New case, everything. It'll be a 2276 stroker. I'm not building any cars for clients. I build cars for me, my channel. If I did this full time, I'd probably build for clients, but I don't. Yeah, I've built motorcycles, rebuilt engines for people before, but since I started this, I don't have time for it, so I just build my own stuff now. It's a '67 Volkswagen Beetle. What's my day job? I'm a journeyman electrician. And then I do all this in my free time. Yeah, it's a good trade. I don't mind being an electrician. It's a good career, good pay, steady work. Hayden. Why? We would never get any work done. We would just stand there and talk about cars. It was very non-productive working with you. Alright guys, I'm going to get off here for now. I'll see you next Sunday. I'm going to go eat. Check out the new videos. Check out the merch store. Links under my bio.